racing. Alright, I took the Fat Fives off of the Civic hatch again because I'm supposed to have a buyer coming to pick these up. They look really clean on video, but they're not like super clean. So it's back on the Steelies. I think I'm gonna order some Rota Slipstreams. I'm either gonna do black or white. I haven't decided which one I want yet. I know the white would look super cool with the Medora green, but black would also look really cool too, so haven't decided on that one. I'm out here trying to learn how to check the AC gauge on the Tacoma. I got the low side and the high side connected. I'm gonna wait for the engine to warm up, turn the AC on, open these valves, and then check the pressure. Pretty sure I can go ahead and turn it on now, but I'm gonna wait till it warms up. Try to get to it around 750 RPM. And also I've been trying to find out when it rains real hard, I get water to drip down right here, and it kind of gets the carpet a little bit wet underneath. And I checked my sunroof drain tube right here, and it doesn't seem like it's getting through, but they run the tube straight through here all the way up. So I mean, they're gonna have to pop the sunroof out and get that tube and somewhat clean it. But I think I'm gonna check the floor on that side and see if it's wet. Alright, she's warmed up, so turn on the AC. Alright, so it looks like I'm a little low on the low side. Alright, I got the valves closed on high and low. And I have no pressure on the high side, but I do have a little bit of pressure on the low side. So I did notice that when I closed this, I had some Freon or oil or liquid to come out. Let me see. This is a kit from Harbor Freight. Yeah, this is my first time messing with AC, and I'm doing the diagnostic check. So I just did 4. So now close couplers, turning them off, shut engine off and AC. If dynamic check is done, carefully disconnect couplers from AC system. So disconnect the high. Okay, and then this one's got a little bit of pressure in it, so. And that's it. Now I'm gonna put my caps back on. I gotta go get some R134 to add in to the low side. Alright, now I'm gonna check the level on the Civic. I'm gonna wait for the motor to warm up, then I'm gonna turn the AC on and open up the valves and see what the pressure looks like. And I don't know how this is going to go, because every time when my car is at idle, turn the AC on, it bogs the motor. And I've been told that I've got air or either too much in my system, so it bogs the motor out. So I do know when I turn the AC on, it's probably going to bog the motor, but we'll see. All right, motor should be warm enough, so AC on. Open the valves. Alright, that's what we're looking like. So yeah, my high pressure is way too high. Got to dispose of the antifreeze that I got out of the 3rd gen runner, and then I got to get rid of the oil that I did for the 5th gen. And if you have a 5th gen 4Runner, you know what a pain it is for the oil filter and stuff. I done it 1,000 times, so it's easy, but it's just aggravating. I got 3 light coats of paint on the passenger side, flares for the Tacoma. Ran out of paint for, what is it called? Ran out of the base coat, so I gotta order some more paint. And then I'm gonna sand this down. I can't remember what I did on the driver's side, but this is probably wet sand. And then put the last coat of base, and then put 3 coats of clear, and then the passenger side will be done. And then I tinted this scat pack, 35 on the shield, 5 on the sides. This had just 1 layer. I don't know what layer this was, either 20 or 35. So 5 over that. So that's looking through 5 there. So that's probably like 5 over 20. Well, I'm in the 4Runner because this is the only vehicle I got that has AC. And intake air is 109 degrees. How do y'all feel about that? At least we got AC, right? Is it on? Uh-huh. Alright, the relay's fixed. Got that in. The car, of course, you know, does not run as good as at idle with the AC on than with it out, but that's what happens when you have a little 4-cylinder D16 that probably don't even produce but 80 horsepower. So that's kind of normal, but at least the car runs way better than it did before, because now the condenser fan turns on and allows itself to cool down and not overheat like it was doing before when the relay was shot. But I put Freon in it last night, and it was able to come up to a level. Compressor would turn off, then it would drop, and then come back on and go back off. But it was perfectly normal, because it wasn't coming back on and off, you know, super fast. Like it was was doing its normal thing. So that's squared away. The air is cold. Like if you put your hand at the vent, it's cold, but it's not really at a comfortable level in the car when it's 95 degrees outside. I did have the car in the shade for a little bit, and it's pretty comfortable. Like my back is not completely sweaty like it was earlier when the car was out in the sun. So that's a little bit better, but I'm just wondering if I have enough Freon in the system or if I have too much Freon. And I got to put the gauges back on here to see if the pressure has changed in it, because I could have a leak somewhere in the system, but it was holding good vacuum when I was testing it out. So I don't think it's that. I just either don't have enough Freon or I have too much. So I got to run all through that again. But at least I have somewhat cold air. I need to put a thermometer in here just to see what it actually comes to. But other than that, I mean, at least I have AC and my motor doesn't sound like it's gonna die and shut off when I'm at idle with the AC on. So if you have any like issues where you got your condenser fan that's not connected to like the clutch fan, like my Toyotas have one fan and that basically does everything because it's connected to the the crankshaft and all that, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. But this one has two fans, one for the radiator, one for the condenser of the AC. So if you turn your AC on, that fan doesn't come on, yeah, you're gonna have high pressure and that's gonna bog the motor down. So you need to get a new relay in there, and if that's not it, you got to look at the temperature gauge that's by the water neck, and that's a simple fix too. And then you need to check fuses, but normally it's that relay that goes bad. So I'm gonna stop here, and then if I think of something else I need to share, I'll record again. So it looks like my temperature is only staying in the 50s. Well, I guess that's it. I guess it goes from 50 to 55. And it only got colder when I put the fan on low. The compressor just turned off. So now it should rise back up. And then it's going to go back down when the compressor goes up. So it's like right there at 50. Look at the pudding. Oh.